That concludes our material on Python modules. Here is a summary. So a Python module is any text file that has Python coded in it. It usually ends in .py. We moved on to the standard library and covered many different modules in here. So the standard library is something that comes shipped with every version of Python. It's analogous to a real-world library, where in a real-world library you have books. Each book has a different topic, has different contents. Each module in the standard library is just like a book. It has its own features and functionality, and is sort of separate than the other modules. There are over 100 different modules in the standard library. We like to say that Python comes with batteries included. There's all this rich functionality that's already built into the standard library that allows you to complete all sorts of different tasks. We looked at several of these modules, like the ones over here: random, math, statistics, date, time, and so forth. We imported them in. We accessed their features and functionality with dot notation, and and this was just a small sampling of what there was, but you got to see how to access the standard library and then how to access those objects within particular modules. All right, we looked at different ways of importing. So the basic import statement is just import and then the module name. Then you have access to that variable name, to that module with the variable name. You can import multiple modules in a row or at the same time with a comma separating them. You can import specific variable names in a module with the from module name import variable name pattern, like this. We then talked about aliasing modules. So you can import a module but access it with a different name, like this, with the as statement. We then show that you can actually alias a specific variable name, like this is rare, but it is still possible. All right, after the standard library, we talked about third-party libraries. These are unofficial libraries that have been created by just somebody else or any other group. You can find them on pypy.org. That's the Python Packaging Index. So there are more than 100,000 of these. Just for basically almost any application you can imagine, there's going to be a library that's been created for it. And you have to install these with a package manager. So these are not accessible for you directly with an import statement until you install them with either Conda or pip. All right, then we moved on to user-defined modules. These are modules you create yourself. This is just any Python code, again, in a .py file. You can import this into your Jupyter Notebook or another module as long as all of them are in the same current working directory. Otherwise, you have to amend the path object to which has a list of locations where it's possible to import. All right, so that does it for Python modules.